Massive episode. I am revealing my best ball team. The first 7 rounds are going to be drafting live right here. Going to be recording it for you, giving you a full strategy for the first 7 rounds so you can dominate your best ball drafts. I'm telling you, best ball continues to get more popular because a lot of people get to draft a lot and you don't have to worry about the maintenance of the team throughout the season. So I will be walking through how I would draft the first 7 rounds for my best ball teams with my actual best ball draft, my actual team right here, right now. We're getting ready to start and we're gonna be drafting from the 6th position. So I'm excited to take you into that. So it's gonna be starting soon. I'm gonna pull up the draft board. So hopefully you guys could make the screen sideways here so you can see. It's a little bit of a smaller screen here when you're looking at the draft board here. Now we are starting in 5 minutes. I'm excited to dive in. Now, before I do, make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft solution because in there, you're going to get all the optimal players to draft in each round, helping you with best ball. Because if you know who the optimal players are, you're able to draft the right ones in best ball. So it helps with best ball, helps with redraft. 16-round draft solution is the real deal. Grab it below, printable cheat sheet, updated till the season starts, sleepers, breakouts, late round steals, notes on the rookies, everything you need. 16 rounds. I've linked it below. This is the solution. Secure the solution, secure the championship, okay? And hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it, hit that thumbs up. It really, really helps the channel. And I'm out here grinding for you. Best ball, dynasty, redraft, everything you need to crush fantasy. If you love fantasy and the latest news and notes, this is the place to get it. Now, we've got about 3 minutes left here or so. So I want to just really quickly touch on the latest news and notes with Breaking Brad.
We now have breaking news.
I do want to cover one quick thing. It was Darren Waller was acquired by the Miami Dolphins Tuesday, July 1st in exchange for a conditional 2026 7th round draft pick. The Giants have acquired, the Miami has acquired Darren Waller from the Giants. So Miami's going to have Darren Waller. I'm not excited about Darren Waller at all. I'm going to have zero stock. He's retired. He's done. I think he's like 32 years old. His rap career wasn't going good, clearly. So he's like, I got to make more money. I'm coming back for a year. I thought he was done. Like, we'd never see this guy again. Not fantasy relevant, in my opinion. I'm staying far away from him, but I just want to highlight that as well. Other than that, there's really nothing else in the news other than Brian Robinson Jr. has had a good offseason per head coach Dan Quinn. I mean, this is the thing, right? It's like Brian Robinson Jr., I think he's in a contract year, so he's looking to get paid as well. And also, there's some notes here on Russell Wilson, the Giants. Russell Wilson faces a daunting first 4 weeks with games against Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chargers. So it's going to be a big test for Russell Wilson, who's kind of in the hot seat here, tail end of his career, and Jackson Dart breathing down his neck if Jackson Dart doesn't win that starting job in training camp. So I'm ready to go, man. I'm done with breaking news. And Breaking Brad, where are you?
We now have breaking news.
Thank you, man. Again, I want to keep it brief. There may be breaking news in between the time I'm recording this, the time it gets released. I'm going to cover that the next day. Don't worry, I got you covered here for latest news notes and, of course, everything you need to crush fantasy football best ball drafts. Okay, I am 2 minutes away from starting here. If you guys could take a look at the screen. So what you can't see is I'm in the draft room here. I'm looking at queuing up some of my guys. And what I'm going to do is walk you through the 60 seconds in between picks. It's tight end premium 1.5 per reception for tight ends. I have no affiliation with the site. Again, it's a best ball site where you can draft best ball. I have no affiliation with this site. So I'm not, getting any kickback or anything like that. So there's no reason to shout out anybody who's not giving me kickback, that type of thing. But I am on a high stakes league. It's a $300,000 winner, $125K buy-in. And I don't even know how many teams there is. I could be wrong here. I think it's like 4,000 or 5,000 some odd teams. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm just doing a lot of these drafts. 300K winner. And there's multiple like second or third tier prizes. $125 buy-in up to $300K for the winner. Okay. So best ball, I'm ready to start. 6th spot. We got about a minute to go. And I'll tell you right now, okay, when you're looking at best ball, okay, you got to be taking a look at stacking a couple of quarterbacks that you like with particular wide receivers. And a stack that I like this year for best ball that I'm all over is Josh Allen and Keon Coleman. Absolutely love this stack. I'm going to be all over it. And the reason I get Josh Allen in the second round a lot is because I really just cross off that quarterback. I don't got to worry about quarterback for the most part. I'm going to get a guy who's going to perform on a top level every single week That's why I like Josh Allen. So he's the one guy I tend to get in the second round. And another big reason, this is starting in 10 seconds, by the way, is because I don't like a lot of the options in the second round, especially like T. Higgins round 2, which we're going to talk about. So I'm going to walk you through. If you're in the car, buckle up. We're going to go through the first 7 rounds. Live best ball draft, real best ball draft, my best ball draft. I'm excited to dive in, okay? So we are getting ready to start. The first player is on the clock. 60-second timer is kicking in. And I'm assuming it's going to be Jamar Chase based on the trend of the way these best ball drafts are going. It's going to be Jamar Chase or Bijan Robinson. We're going to see how it goes. He's got 42 seconds to decide here, and we are ready to roll. And as we're talking, I'm going to be talking draft strategy. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, comment below, smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of my picks and who would you pick in these drafts, okay? So I haven't seen what's going on. I don't know what's going on. This is a real live draft. I don't know what's going on. It's not predetermined. Real people drafting with real stakes on the line. So I'm going Jamar. I think he's going to go Jamar Chase. That's my best educated guess here. Okay. And again, I still believe you have to secure those running backs early because there is a major significant tail off. It falls off the cliff. Oh, and the guy's on auto draft. Like, dude, like, you are in a high state. Why are you auto drafting? It just blows my mind. So Jamar Chase, as predicted, coming off first overall. And there's Brock Bowers, who is going to have a significant and major regression this year. There goes Bijan Robinson. Why? Brock Bowers is an entirely new offense, completely different, with top receivers coming in, elite talent receivers, like on paper, super athletic receivers, okay? He's going to decline. And he's like, why? And I'm on the clock here, so I'm going to make a pick. So we got Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers off the board, Bijan, Jefferson, and Barkley. The best available wide receiver right now is, and I got a couple seconds here, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Nabers, and Puka. I'm going to go and just get the best running back, and I'm going to go with Genty here. It's a no-brainer for me. He's going to get a ton of volume, 250 attempt floor, and I think way more. I think he's going to be in the 300s. They're going to run him, regardless of what they're telling you. They're going to run Genty, and I want to secure a running back that's going to get a ton of volume. He's ultra elite talent. I love him, and I'm telling you, I am getting Genty, okay? So if you're in the car, Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers, Bijan, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, who I think is going to regress this year, Ashton Genty, and Jahmyr Gibbs coming off the board. And make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft solution. It's going to help you crush best ball drafts. How to win best ball? Grab 60 rounds because you're going to know the optimal player to draft, omitting players that are going to bust. It's going to help you no matter what your league size is. If you know the optimal players, if you got the cheat code and who's going to do good this year, you're going to draft them and you're going to figure out where they're going to come off, okay? And that's another thing you have to be aware, where these players are coming off. And I told you the first player is going to be Jamar Chase, and I felt that. Now we're going to get Malik Nabers probably coming off the board here easily here at the 8th pick. And it's pretty obvious. I've just done so many of these. It's going to be Malik Nabers. Based on the ADP or CeeDee Lamb, one of the two. So here we go. It's going to be a wide receiver. And again, I could be wrong. There goes CeeDee Lamb, and it's going to be Malik now. And they're just simply drafting on ADP. The key is that you have to figure out which player is the optimal to draft at that ADP. Omit guys that are going to bust based on the red flags. Last year, everyone told you Christian McCaffrey first overall. Everyone told you last year, who was it? Debo and Ayuk, round 3. Big time bust, right? And it's going to happen again. There goes Puka. Puka. Malik is kind of, I'd rather have Malik, way more upside than Puka. And then Achane's kind of a hit or miss type running back this year. I'm not fully invested in him or completely believe in him, all right? Now you're saying, well, Joe, it's best ball. You really want to load up on those wide receivers. You want to get that wide receiver depth, and it's PPR, whatever. Like, you want to get those wide receivers. And I totally understand your thought process. And I'm more than happy to grab an elite wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. But I believe with absolute certainty that you can plug in those 2 wide receiver spots by just rolling the dice on wide receiver rookies or rookies that are set for a big year based on looking at the depth chart and the talent and the trend that you can lock them in. An example of that is last year. I told you Ladd McConkey was in a great position to succeed, and I got Ladd McConkey. I was like, dude, I love Ladd McConkey. I love Brian Thomas. Great positions, no competition. Love him, okay? And I got him. So let's go through this now. We've got, who came off the board here? Genty, Gibbs. I got Genty at the 6. Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Puka, Devin Achane, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra St. Brown. As you can see here, we're going to punish these guys for taking these wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas, this guy stacked Nico and Brian Thomas, then Henry McCaffrey, and then CeeDee Lamb. So these people that are going 0 RB are going to suffer because I'm going to take the running backs off the board. They're not going to have their cake and eat it too. I'm going to take the Harveys of the world and the Caleb Johnsons. They're not going to have them because I believe with confidence and certainty that I can get a ton of wide receivers later that are wide receiver one still, right? There's so much value out there, okay? So I got to get ready for my pick here. And sometimes I focus so much on talking, but I've done so many of these, I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the best available running back or consider here Josh Allen, because again, I've locked in the best possible quarterback, okay? If not, I still think there's a ton of quarterbacks later that I can get, that I can stack with the receivers that I like that are going to give me a ton of value. So it's a decision here if you're doing best ball. Do you want to lock in the Josh Allen, which I did in a ton of best ball leagues? In this case, I'm going to actually fade Josh Allen and shock the world here. And I'm actually on the clock in a second here. So this guy went McBride. Again, it is a PPR, a tight end premium, sorry. So they're getting 1.5 per reception, but I still think there's a ton of tight ends you can get later that are going to outdo these early round tight ends. We saw Laporta come off early last year and was a big time bust. And I'm going to tell you, man, there's a ton of good rookies that are in great situations that we can get later, okay? So what I'm going to do here, in fact, is going to go running back, okay? I'm going to get the best available running back. So, because again, there's a huge drop off at the running back position. Okay, there goes Jonathan Taylor, who I don't like. He can't stay healthy. So I'm going to make sure that these guys don't get the good running backs. Now, I had a decision here. Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, or Chase Brown. I think Kyron Williams in a contract year, looking to get paid, hungry, minimal competition, is in a great position to succeed. I'm going to grab him because the other options, I think Breece Hall's in a contract year. He could have a big year. Bucky Irving, I think, is going to be great. Josh Jacobs, I don't really trust as much. I'm going to go ahead and grab Kyron Williams and take him off the board because that's 300 attempts a year, barring any type of injury. So there you go. I've got myself Kyron Williams here and Genty, a nice stack here. Looking at 600 rushing attempts between the two of them. Workhorse, minimal competition. And again, if you don't get running backs, you are looking at the James Connors of the world in rounds 5 to 6, the DeAndre Swifts of the world. I don't want those guys to be my RB1s and RB2s. I'm loading up. I'm not being shy. I am taking running backs like an animal. In best ball, I'm taking running backs ahead in super flex leagues. I am loading up because I am confident that I can get quarterbacks that are going to be viable. Example, I'm not crazy on Trevor Lawrence and I'm not drafting Trevor Lawrence, but man, he is insane value. He is literally going undrafted in one quarterback leagues and people are drafting his wide receivers off the board within the first 5 rounds. They're gone. Brian Thomas Jr. is a first round pick. Well, guess who his quarterback is? It's Trevor Lawrence, right? So if you go ahead and draft Brian Thomas round 1, round 2, who's throwing the ball, right? Like it's crazy how these quarterbacks are neglected, yet they could be super viable week in, week out. Now, am I comparing Trevor Lawrence to a top 5 quarterback like a Jalen Hurts or a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen? No, absolutely not. And that's why I've been getting Josh Allen early in a lot of leagues. I just wanted to switch it up and just really make sure to show you that I'm hoarding a lot of these running backs early in this particular league. Okay, so let's talk about it. The second round is almost done. Amon-Ra St. Brown came off the board. Brian Thomas, we see a couple wide receiver stacks here. Derrick Henry, this guy's going robust RB. McCaffrey off the board, which is a complete hit or miss player. Trey McBride, I think Marvin Harrison takes that wide receiver 1 job this year. I see a decline a little bit for McBride. Taylor here, I don't like, doesn't stay healthy. I love Kyron. Drake London, I think he has a good season. Kittle, major regression for Kittle this year. I am telling you, he was a beneficiary because there's no other wide receivers there. They're all hurt. This year, different. Pearsall's healthy. Ayuk should be good to go, right? Jennings, good to go. McCaffrey, back. Who gets to, that's like 300 attempts right there, passing attempts. Kittle's not going to benefit the same way he did. Second round is ludicrous. Even in PPR, non-premium tight end leagues, that is ludicrous, okay? That is very expensive. A.J. Brown, Ladd McConkey, don't be a donkey and draft Ladd McConkey in round 2. That's my guy, and I'm telling you, don't. T. Higgins is an absolute waste. This is like, you're destroying your team here. Like, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is crazy. I get what he's doing. He's going to try to get Burrow later and ensure he's going to get these points here. I see what's happening here, and he's securing a solid running back, but I still don't like T. Higgins round 2. I think there's going to be way more. I know there's going to be better wide receivers later that you can get, not spend a second round pick. So I'm going to punish these guys that are going wide receiver early, and I'm going to take their running back. So as you can see, these guys didn't have a running back, are desperate. So there goes Chase Brown, and he's very commonly coming off here on this turn, okay? So he's coming off here, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. And I'm assuming Allen should be coming off the board any second. If he doesn't, I'd be tempted to take him. I don't know if I doubt he's going to fall here. If he does, I am all over Josh Allen here if he falls to mid-round 3. And that's kind of the advantage of going mid-round 3. There's an advantage that you can get Josh Allen here in the 3rd, and I can still get a ton of good running backs coming back. There goes Jacobs, right? And I'm certain that Josh Allen could fall here. And there goes Rashee Rice, and that is a major mistake on their behalf. Rice is going to be in a diluted wide receiver scenario. I am all over Josh Allen here in the 3rd round. Quarterback is done, right? Because best ball, if you're looking at best ball strategy, how to win best ball, you are going to they're going to take the top point getter at each position. So I'm maximizing running back and being done with it. Done, right? I'm maximizing the quarterback position. And then I could roll the dice later on a bunch of wide receivers who have a ton of upside, a ton of ceiling, that even if they have one good game, a guy like Dante Thornton, who was on the show, right? He's going to have some boom games. Rashid Shaheed, he's going to have some boom games, right? Trey Harris, he's going to have some boom games. I can get those guys later and stack them and have boom, boom, boom games, but secure the positions and maximize the positions that have scarcity, like the running back. I mean, it's absolutely foolproof, and I feel super confident with my best ball leagues this year, while guys are wasting picks on Rashee Rice. And yes, Rashee Rice is going to have some boom games, but when you don't have a running back, you have Saquon on a decline year, but you don't have, your other running backs are going to suck. You're not maximizing your running back position, and you may not have a quarterback that's going to have the ceiling of a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson type thing. Mind you, I do think that there's going to be a regression for Josh Allen as well. So again, if this is making sense to you, smash thumbs up, comment. I'm talking with passion. Nobody's teaching this stuff. They're just drafting on ADP. Oh, T. Higgins round 2, copy and paste. Ladd McConkey was our guy last year, guys. That was our player last year. I was telling you to draft him. This year, we are off the McConkey train. That being said, McConkey could still be good. I'm just not investing a 2nd round pick when I want more of a secure bet in the 2nd round, okay? And there's other options in the 2nd round. I just went with Kyron here. I think Chase Brown is good. I just don't think the talent is as good. The situation is good. I like Chase Brown. I just don't think he's a top tier running back. He's not in the same category as some of these other guys like a Gibbs, Genty, even a Kyron Williams, more dynamic than Chase Brown. But that's my opinion, and based on kind of what I've seen. All right, so let's recap the round 3 for people in the car, or end round 2 and round 3. A.J. Brown to end off round 2 with McConkey and T. Higgins at the 210. And then the 3-1 was Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Garrett Wilson, Josh Jacobs, Rashee Rice. I went with Allen. Amazing that he fell. And as you can see, I barely got him because Lamar Jackson came off right after. Had I passed on Allen, this guy 100% would have went Josh Allen. Well, 99.9%. There's no guarantees. Breece Hall, Jaden Daniels, who I think could be in a sophomore slump year. I love the talent, but very expensive this year. Tyreek Hill, Alvin Kamara, and we're going to see who's going to come off here at the end of round 3. And we're going to queue up a running back again. We're going to hammer. We can start, it's a double super flex. We can start up to 4 running backs. I'm going to hammer this position, hammer it, and take them off the board because I don't want these guys to have them. Now, this guy is crazy going Alvin Kamara when there's so much better rookie talent. Kamara is on the tail end of his career. He hasn't rushed for 1,000 yards his entire career. Yes, I get the PPR upside, but he is getting older, and he's got a rookie quarterback. I don't like Kamara at all, especially in the 3rd round, okay? Then we're going to smash these leagues. We're going to take away the most scarce position all while anchoring the best quarterback in the NFL. Now, I'm going to get other quarterbacks. I'm going to get high ceiling quarterbacks later. I'm going to get 3 quarterbacks, okay? Making sure, also we're talking best ball strategy, make sure that your quarterbacks don't all have the same bye week, right? The last thing you want is all 3 of your best ball quarterbacks sharing the same bye week. That would be crazy and basically destroying your team. All right, so there comes James Cook coming off a pinnacle year. He will never see that type of year again. And people are drafting him high because of last year. It's wild. Kenneth Walker, I don't trust. I don't think he stays healthy. I'm not a Kenneth Walker advocate or a believer, not even a believer. But again, everybody drafting based on last year, it's wild. I love it. I love it because I can see the future. I can see the value later. And that's where the 16-round draft solution difference is going to happen because you're going to be seeing things that other people see. Everybody was drafting, Christian Kirk ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. last year. I'm like, don't do it. I'm going to keep resorting to that example because people are crazy. The Sheepses are crazy. They don't want you to win. There's no thought process. There's no logic. There's no common sense. They want you to lose your leagues. And I assure you, you will be light years ahead of everybody in your league once you get the 16-round draft solution. We are 15 minutes in here. People are drafting. I said I'd go 7 rounds. Maybe I'll go 6. I'll probably go 7 here. And then I got to go up and have a late lunch. I am hungry. Just smashed a workout. But I'm just like all over these best ball leagues because I see the vision. I see the security of these running backs. I see the security of anchoring them early because there's going to be a huge tail off, which I'm going to show you really quickly as we get to the 7th round. So best available running backs here are Omarion Hampton, Joe Mixon, Chuba, Travion Henderson, and RJ Harvey, followed by James Conner, Montgomery, and Judkins, okay? So what I'm going to do here, and it's already fallen off, already in the 4th round, you are questionable. You got Omarion Hampton sharing a committee with Najee Harris, right? You've got RJ Harvey sharing it with Dobkins, but I'm still on Harvey regardless. And then you've got, Chuba Hubbard, I don't trust at all. Joe Mixon sharing it with Nick Chubb, don't like that either. And the best available wide receiver, if I were to choose to go that way here, is Marvin Harrison, which I may actually consider if he falls, which I doubt he will. There he goes. I was absolutely right. He doesn't typically fall here. So this guy took an available wide receiver that I wanted, one of the rare ones I wanted early. I'm going to punish him. I'm going to take running backs off the board and make sure he doesn't get a top tier rookie running back that's in a great position to succeed. I'm going to punish this guy here who went with Alvin Kamara, right? These guys secured a couple running backs, but they're the wrong running backs. So I'm going to punish some of these other guys that went wide receiver. I'm not going to let them get the running backs that are going to take off. Now, this is a decision I have to make here, and I have to make it quick. I have 59 seconds. I'm a big RJ Harvey believer. I doubt he falls coming back. Hampton is sitting here, and I love Hampton, don't get me wrong, but I do have a problem with Najee being there if staying healthy. Najee's not a guy to get hurt. I'm going to go ahead and take, if I get Hampton, it's unlikely RJ Harvey's going to come back. I know Hampton for sure is not going to come back. I could take a risk and get Hampton here, but at the risk of losing RJ Harvey. Is that a chance we want to take? I take a quick glance at wide receiver. We still got other good wide receivers that maybe, they may tempted to take. I still like Harvey. I'm a believer in RJ Harvey. That'd be amazing if he fell. I doubt he will. But let's see if RJ Harvey falls. Let's take a risk. Let's go Hampton. I still think he's going to have some big games. And let's take a risk to see if Harvey falls to the 5th. I'm going to say he probably doesn't. But I don't want them to have Hampton, and I think just because I secured the first 2 running backs that get good volume, I still think I'm going to get big games at Harvey. I'm good either way. So let's see what happens here and how this plays out. And I'm just going to bring my screen down and go to the 7th round here. So I just don't want these guys to get these running backs, okay? So we see here, let's recap the 3rd round. Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Garrett Wilson, Josh Jacobs, Rashee Rice, Allen Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall, Jaden Daniels, Tyreek, Alvin Kamara, James Cook. And then they went Kenneth Walker, Xavier Worthy. Again, very early for Xavier Worthy. It's crazy. Jalen Hurts, who do we have here? Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison, McLaurin, Omari Hampton, Jackson Smith, McMillan, Chuba. And then now these guys have running backs. They're probably going to get a running back. We're probably going to lose Harvey here on this turn. I was telling you, because the best available running backs are Mixon, Henderson, then it's Harvey. Some people tend to reach Connor or Montgomery because they don't like the risk as much, but we're going to see how it falls. I would assume, and it's very viable, that Montgomery comes off Harvey, even though Harvey is slated ahead of him on this current ADP, that they're probably going to go Montgomery here. But I'm sitting comfortable, and I know what I'm doing when it comes down to this 5th pick, and I'm good either way. So let's see how this all plays out. But dude, I'm excited about this best ball, man. I love it. And how you win these leagues is in the deeper rounds, right? So if you guys want all the answers, if you want all the sleepers, if you want all the breakouts, if you want me to do a full mock draft, it's mainly for redraft, but you're going to see I draft very similar in redraft and best ball with, obviously I'm not going to draft a second quarterback as early. I tend to draft a second quarterback a little earlier in best ball because I want to secure some stacks. So, yeah, make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft. So hit that thumbs up, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the draft so far. And there's Connor coming off. And this guy went on auto draft. Crazy. If Harvey falls here, that would be phenomenal value because I still see the ceiling. I don't think Dobbins is that good, to be honest with you. This guy went by Jan and Chuba. He's probably going to go quarterback here. It's going to be interesting. Oh, Smith, another wide receiver. Now you're saying, well, Joe, I'm worried about you. There goes Henderson. Now it's probably going to be the Harvey show here, unless this guy, I think he's going to go Harvey. It's going to suck if he does. Then I got to pivot. And I'm too busy talking to you to look at who else is available. Let's see here. Wide receiver. I don't like DJ Moore. I don't like Zay Flowers. I'd like Cortland Sutton, but I may go Sutton just to grab him. Running back here. Let's see who he goes. If he goes Harvey, I'll be a little pissed because I really want Harvey here. Again, it's a real draft, everybody. So I want my running backs locked and loaded. Locked and loaded, everybody here. Okay. If not, I'm cool. I got my pick queued up because I believe in him and I hope he falls. Let's see who he goes. This guy's taking his time. He is making an executive decision here. We're going to try something really interesting here and see if it happens. If it does, I'd be pretty remarkably amazed. Okay. There he goes. I told you. Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. That's the risk. I'd rather have Harvey than him. So I'm not going to miss out on Caleb Johnson. I have to have him. He's got no committee. I'm not letting the other guys take him. And that was a risk I was willing to. I'm okay with this because I was going to go Harvey here. And I was almost certain I would lose Caleb Johnson on this turn. I'm not going to let them take these running backs. I'm just not going to do it. This guy sniped Harvey from me. And that's okay because that was a decision that we knew going in. We said Hampton, knowing we would lose Harvey here. In other drafts, I've got Harvey. I had to take Harvey here, and I've got him in like 90% of my leagues. So I'm cool pivoting and just getting a Hampton here. The fact that Hampton fell to the 4th is pretty cool. It typically comes off round 3, so I was all over it, okay? Let's recap round 5. Burrow, Connor, Devontae Smith. I would never draft a wide receiver 2 here. Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson, who's going to be an absolute workhorse. Like, I'm not concerned about Warren whatsoever. I'm not at all. So I'm cool with that. It is what it is. I'm comfortable with this team. I like this team. It's cool. And that it is what it is. Okay. So let's keep moving on here. This video keeps coming up. It likes to slide up. All right. So there goes DJ Moore. Now look for some of these guys at the end, particularly this guy here with Nico, Brian Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and Worthy, to probably take a running back here and possibly a quarterback, and look for some tight ends to fly off the board here as well on this 5 to 6 turn. And I'm starting to look at tight end here as well. And one of the tight ends I keep securing is, what's his face? Tyler Warren. Reason being is that he was drafted, in the 1st round by the Colts. And there's a chance that Daniel Jones starts, which is a really good thing. And then also, they don't have a true one. I'm not really sold on Pittman being good. Alec Pierce, I believe, is in a contract year. Those guys just aren't that good. So to me, I think Warren is just going to get a ton of volume. I think he's going to have some major big games, multiple touchdown games, and he's going to be a solid tight end to anchor my best ball team here. In season long, it's nice to have some more security at the tight end position, but I'm still comfortable with Warren. And then you're going to stack a bunch of sleeper tight ends later on, which I explained the 16-round draft solution. I'm super comfortable, man. I feel good because I know with certainty that I can get wide receivers later. Now, some people may look at this and be like, concerned, but I'm more concerned about the other teams. I'm secured about Buddy here that has James Cook as his RB1 who's going to be in a decline year. I'm really concerned about this guy who doesn't have another running back. He's got Alvin Kamara. Now, he's probably going to go Montgomery here. I'm almost certain because I've been at this for a long time. He's going to feel warm and fuzzy with Montgomery, who's an RB2. Listen, I'm going to give you a huge draft tip right now. Whenever you're drafting a team, no matter what draft you're in, whenever you're drafting a player, you are drafting that player to be the starter, no matter what. There go, he went Pat Mahomes. Okay, cool. You are drafting, so he's a starter. That's cool, whatever. At least he didn't go with that, with that other guy, Montgomery, who's the 2. So you are making sure that guy could be the potential 1 on his team. That's how you're drafting. So now we are looking at wide receiver, and if he falls to me, which he won't, I do like Travis Hunter, but is there a chance that he could be the 1? Sure, but they've got Brian Thomas, so probably unlikely. The other options kind of suck as well here at this current ADP because you got Godwin, Roma, Tuesday, George Pickens, and Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is the 1, but not that exciting ceiling-wise, okay? Sutton is gone, but I do like Pat Bryant later. There's a sleeper for you. Other options here, Chris Olave, if healthy, someone's got to catch the ball, okay? I take a look at tight end here. You got Hawkinson, Kelsey, Geno Smith. Warrens can fall here, so I can wait there. Quarterback, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Bo Nix. I don't need a quarterback. So I take a look at wide receiver. I think Olave, if healthy, could be phenomenal value here. I don't really need a running back here. And when I look at running backs available, you got Montgomery, Pollard, Pacheco, and that's, again, you got a huge fall off. If you're in what round are we in? We're in the 6th round. Best available running back is Montgomery. That sucks. I would never have Montgomery on my team at all. Zero, zilch, never. Like I just wouldn't do it. So I got to take a look at wide receiver here. And I'm still seeing a wide receiver 1. Again, I could go Hunter based on upside. He's going to have some big games. I'm probably going to do that here. I'm probably going to look at Hunter if he falls. And did he fall? Am I on the clock here? I'm too busy. Yeah, we're on the clock. Travis Hunter or Olave, that's a decision I have to make. Olave, more volume driven if he stays healthy. I think he's going to have a good year. I really think he's going to bounce back. But Hunter, I just think that ceiling is massive. He is a red zone monster, and I can get wide receiver 1s later. I still see Calvin Ridley sitting out there, Keon Coleman. I'm going to go Travis Hunter based on the value here. Simply because I can get a high ceiling week out of him. And now you're thinking, well, Joe, that's crazy. He's the wide receiver 2. Well, is he? He was drafted in the 1st round. He could easily take that wide receiver 1 role. Not to mention, if he is a wide receiver 2, I got a 4-round, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4-round discount from a T. Higgins, from a, who's another wide receiver 2 here? Devontae Adams came off round 4. He's the wide receiver 2 on paper, right? McMillan, who says McMillan as a rookie is going to crush it, right? Like who says Leggett doesn't step up and become the 1? Who says that? Like who automatically made him? Dude, I can get Trey Harris like round 10. I can get Jack Beck round 9, 10. Like there's other wide receivers I can get later. Right? Devontae Smith, round 5, like he's a 2, right? Like there's so much value at wide receivers. It's ludicrous. Okay. So I got one more pick here and I'm thinking Calvin Ridley. If he falls, again, I'm getting the wide receiver 1. There's Tyler Warren there. He's still way down. I'm surprised typically these tight ends tend to fall. Tend to come off early, but it seems like they're stretching. Hawkinson, Kelsey, Geno Smith. There's a ton of, tight ends still available here till it gets to Tyler Warren. So I could probably steal Calvin Ridley here and go from there. So we're going to wrap this up here. Let me recap this, and then I'm going to go continue to this draft and go get something to eat upstairs. So when we're looking at best ball draft strategy, it gets thin. It gets really, really, really thin fast. You want to secure those running backs, okay? Let me tell you at round 7 what the best available running backs is. I'm going to wrap this up. It's really ugly. Tony Pollard, Pacheco is saying, well, Joe Pacheco's safe. Yeah. Brian Robinson, yeah. Jalen Warren, no. Scatterbo could be the one. There's a little bit, if you want a little bit of a dice roll there. Najee sucks. He's going to be in a committee. Tyrone Tracy could be the one. Charbonnet, if Walker gets hurt, and he could. Then you got Jordan Mason from Minnesota, Javonte Williams, who sucks, and on and on and on, right? So you could get ones later at the tight end, but they're really risky. And there goes Calvin Ridley. See, they took him from me, and that guy went Olave and Ridley, and that actually is a good stack. So I give that guy credit. His running backs suck, and but either way, he took away 2 viable value wide receivers later, but he went tight end early, and that's why he needed to secure those wide receivers early. So now I got to take a look at the best available wide receiver, and it's, Godwin, Addison, Jennings, Debo, Shakir. I don't like any. Jacoby Myers, I wouldn't do it because I think the other guys are going to take over. So I'm going to secure probably, let me take a look at quarterback. See, again, it's just like there's Baker, Kyler, Bo Nix. I'd have to take Tyler Warren here. I need to get a good tight end, and I just think right around 7 value for a guy who's going to get a ton of volume in some big games is viable because there's still wide receivers I like later that, I just can wait on. But he did take my Ridley, and that was the price I paid for going Travis Hunter there. So it's a trade-off. It is what it is, okay? And Ridley was slated down ADP. There's tons of room for me to get Ridley. He came off ahead of his ADP, all right? So that's it, man. I'm going to probably go Hunter here to wrap this up. Sorry, did I say Hunter? I meant Warren. Because if I don't get Warren, he's coming off. Like, he is like the 5th tight end, and there's going to be a tight end run here down that stretch to the right. You can see if I don't get Warren here, I can't get him. So I got to get Warren here. And I did that. So again, guys, there's the strategy for you. Take a look. Again, to wrap this up, go running back early. There's a ton of wide receivers. If you want to know who they are, grab the 16-round draft solution. Anchor and ace quarterback early if you can. If not, there's still value there later. And there you have it. Some best ball strategy. But what do we learn here? That there's value wide receivers later, and running backs come off very, very early. All right. Subscribe, thumbs up. I wanted to share that with you. Hope you guys had a good time. I got to go get some lunch. I'm going to keep the content rolling for you. Hope you have an outstanding day. I got to go get to the draft. I got to run up and start my other laptop to get to my other pick. We'll talk soon. Have a great day. I'm out.